Lamoille Valley Veterinary Services is a small animal practice in north central Vermont. Founded in 1985. I was the founder, and I was working out of my home at the time. In the spring of 1986, we finished remodeling a local snack bar into a small animal facility. Back then we were a mixed practice. In that facility we did achieve AAHA certification in 1988 and have maintained it since then. In 1991 we became only a small animal practice, and in 1998 built a new hospital facility, which was finally completed in 2001 with the basement conference room and student housing being finished. The old facility was, the building was kept and converted into a space for pet food and supplies. And we have a long history of reinvesting in people, equipment, and the facility itself. To be truthful, the thing that I really love about LVVS is that we do a good job in living our mission, and our mission is patient advocacy as a team. We kind of divide the workload between the front and the back of the hospital.
We do have scheduling in that we have a back team that works with the inpatient doctor and a front team that works with the rooms doctor each day.
And what's really neat about that, and this is the part I referred to about loving, is that we now all know something about everybody that comes in here. It used to be a lot of times that when you had a case come in, you'd be in charge of and managing that case all the way through the hospital. And there are good things about that, because one person can be right on top of everything a patient needs. But once you get into the habit of sharing and participating in the management of all the cases, it becomes really easy to make that transition. And when somebody asks a question about a certain dog, you don't have to say that so-and-so isn't here, I don't know anything about that, because most of the time you know something about it, if not a great deal. And this has been great. Well, sometimes I think that I like to try to accomplish things without the help of outsiders, because I think that there's many good ideas out there, and incorporating them doesn't seem to be that difficult a deal. But sometimes when you're working within a group of people, after you've been working together for a long time, you may not attach the same value to the input as you would to that of an outsider. And I don't understand this phenomenon, but I recognize it. And I think sometimes when you have an outside influence looking in and agreeing with the suggestion or proposing the suggestion, they're willing to give it a try more than resist it, because people always resist change. But change from within seems to be resisted harder than change when someone is helping you. Well, it's pretty randomized.
We don't look very uniform at all.
I think it's a little bit messy.
Our selection of smocks for folks to wear are an assortment of things that have accumulated over the last 20 years.
There's a lot of different shirts and pants that are mixed matched, and we just kind of try to make it work.
There is some difficulty in finding the right size sometimes.
And everybody's wearing whatever they find that fits. It's not easy to find your size. It's not easy to find anything that looks in decent shape.
Because they can sometimes get jumbled up, so maybe we can neaten up that aspect of where we keep the smocks that are laundered here.
Sometimes I wonder who people are and what they're doing. And it would be nice if we could really make sure who was doing what and look professional.
Having color-coded uniforms in some way, everybody in the back in one color scrub, everybody in the front a different color, as simple as that, up to top and bottom scrubs or something very fancy.
I think it would look more professional, and I think it would be a little easier for us to gear up when we come into work.
Absolutely. Have all the front desk in one uniform and have the people out back, all the technicians in a matching uniform, I think would make a much nicer, neater first impression on clients.
It gives the public a feel for the professionalism of your practice.
Some of the desks are pretty messy.
Everybody tries to take responsibility for their own area, but when you get pulled 5 different directions, it sometimes spins out of control.
I think that it's completely out of control.
Out of control. Just out of control.
For the most part, it's not too bad, but certain areas definitely are congested and cluttered, and can't really look for anything, especially if you don't know where you're going.
We've since added a couple junk drawers for the front desk, and they just keep getting piled up.
Clutter control is like, the geniuses need to be taught how to do clutter control.
Keeping things more organized keeps things cleaner, keeps them more easy to find and quicker to find.
But I think that we just need to get organized and look professional, and we'll feel professional and work better as a team.
Don't forget Harriet. She needs a makeover.